back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name's Jessica. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I'm really excited because I'm finally filming with the new Dominique Cosmetics Latte Palette. I was so excited to get this in the mail. This is an amazing palette. I'm just gonna say it right off the bat. I'm actually kind of upset because I ordered it during the pre-order, which was beginning January, mid-January, I forgot. So they can send it out by or before February 9th, which they totally did, and I was hoping I got it by then so I can film right before I leave to Florida, which when you're seeing this, I'm already back. And they sent it out so I can get it on time, which they did, but then during the shipping process, it got held up, and then I didn't get it before I left, which is, I was really upset that it didn't. It actually got here at my house the day I arrived in Florida, which I was really upset about. But the idea was filming and posting it while I was gone so you guys can see this while it's still hot. Obviously this palette is very new, it's still very in trend right now, but I just wanted to get it out there, but it didn't happen. But anyway, here we are with the Latte Palette. In this video, you'll see me swatch it and put it to use. I will start off by swatching it. So before we get started, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see more review videos, and also if you're not subscribed, you should subscribe. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started. So to begin with, we have this beautiful, I would say it's a coppery rose gold. It's more copper than rose gold. A sleeve that exposes the palette, which is a beautiful white palette with geometric lines, etc. And it says Dominique Cosmetics. I'm sure we've all seen it before. Just wanted to show you guys. I already used it. I'm using it on my face, so you will see that it's been dipped into. But it has a very, I don't mean to blind you, it has a very beautiful mirror, which I appreciate because I've said this countless times. I'm pretty sure I almost say in every video. I appreciate when a palette comes with a very good mirror, because I get palettes sometimes that I pay good money for and the mirror is disgusting. It looks like one of those circus mirrors, but this is a really good mirror. This palette is very sturdy. It is cardboard, I believe, which is fine by me because I tend to drop things a lot, which is not good for shadows, but this is more of a softer surface as compared to a hard shell case or a plastic or a metal. Those don't hold the palettes in, the shadows in as tightly as these, and the shocks get absorbed by the cardboard, if that makes sense. But the main part are these shadows, which you get 10 shadows. They're very velvety, shimmery shadows, these three right here, and the rest are mattes. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them for you. I'm gonna go up as if you're looking at it. I don't wanna bend it, or I'll do it like this. I'm gonna go from the purple, the funner colors, all the way down to the warmer tones. So we're gonna start with this purple. This one right here is Double Shot, which is a very beautiful color. It is a purple. I would say it is on the neutral side. And then Cold Brew as well, which is on your cooler side. And then these bottom three are the shimmery ones. So we have Creme Brulee, Macchiato, and Espresso. So these are the five right here. Again, Double Shot, Cold Brew, Creme Brulee, Macchiato, Espresso. To the touch, these are very soft and velvety. It almost feels like when you touch it, you're not really touching it. So these are the shimmery ones, and then the two mattes. And then the next row, we have Pumpkin Spice, which I'm using on my lids. It is that warmer orange. Mocha, which for some reason reminds me of milk chocolate. Vanilla Cream. Caramel, which is usually the tone I use for my crease. And Hazelnut. So these are all matte, and you can tell from my fingers they're extremely pigmented. And weird enough, the three shades that are the shimmer ones I keep saying shimmer, I would say they're kind of metallic-y. They feel exactly the same. They don't feel gritty at all, which is amazing. It is a very finely milled glitter. I say espresso is the only one that has glitter. Macchiato, I see some in there. Creme brulee, not so much. That's more of a metallic. And then macchiato and espresso as well, they're more metallic, but I see more glitter flecks in those. I might be wrong if creme brulee does, but I really don't see it. But again, they all feel the same, very velvety, smooth. Those three don't feel gritty. So there you have it. I didn't say too much while swatching because I wanted you guys to see them really put to use and so you can know my opinion when I'm actually doing my eyeshadow, because we all know that swatching, even if they swatch really well, it's a different story when you put it on your eyeballs. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I came up with this look, or what I did to do this look. So I already have my face on. For my foundation, I'm wearing the Elsie Micro Silk Foundation. I am in shade Sand. It's a really good foundation, full coverage. It oxidizes just a tiny bit, but not enough to let it bother me. Really good foundation. The other one, sorry, not the other one, the concealer that I'm using is the Maybelline Fit Me, and I'm in shade Sand as well. Both of these are Sand. And then I prime my lids with Tarte Shape Tape using Light Medium Honey. I have not set my eyelid. I found that if you put primer on, whether it's primer, concealer, and if you don't set it, your colors come out more vibrant. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with the shadow. So just as I do foundation before eyeshadow, I like protecting my foundation. I don't know if this palette has fallout yet, but just in case, we're just putting that extra layer right here so we can brush it off. So we're grabbing into this orange right here, which is pumpkin spice, my favorite. We're just going in circular motions. I'm purposely putting it heavy towards the center and bringing it up just a bit higher because I do have hooded eyes. So when I completely open, it's kind of, if I put it lower like I usually do, you won't see that color as much. There's not much fallout, so that is a huge plus. Going into caramel right here. These shadows do have a lot of kickback, but surprisingly, it doesn't really have much fallout. I don't know how that makes sense. But they are very pigmented. And I'm just using that caramel shade, caramel, however you pronounce it, to really blend out pumpkin spice. And I'm purposely bringing these shades higher than I normally would. Make sure you feather it out right here. Yeah. Grabbing just a tiny bit of, vanilla cream, just a little tad, so I can really just blend out that brow bone. My goal isn't to lighten it, it's just to make it, you know, just a little bit more feathered out so it's not so harsh. So next up, those are kind of larger blending brushes. This is a much thinner one. This is a Morphe E17. And by the way, I didn't even say what the other ones were. I used the Morphe E37 for the initial color, the pumpkin spice shade. And then for blending it out further, I use a Stilazzi large blender for the, caramel. And for the brow bone color for vanilla cream, I use the MAC 217. So again, going in with the Morphe E17 and dipping it into cold brew right here, which is kind of, I would say it's a dark turquoise color. And we're gonna pack it on that outer corner. And I'm gonna make it into a V-ish shape. So I'm bringing that in closer to the lash line. I'm blending that directly on my crease. So I'm really packing it on, but once I'm blending it on the crease, I'm using I'm barely touching my eyelid to smoke it out. And I have another E217 from MAC, and I'm gonna use this just to further blend it out just because it's a less denser brush. The blue one has just a tad bit more fallout. I have to be careful when I wipe it off. Good thing I put the powder underneath. Just got a little patchy right here, just trying to blend it out. And that was totally my fault. I went too heavy on this right eyeball. Next up, I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to do Creme Brulee, which is this beautiful color right here. Yes, we're just sweeping that. And I'm pretty much putting it on my lid and dragging it so the color really just pops out and packs on. And I'm doing kind of like a soft cut crease. This is a really thin flat brush. It is a Morphe M210. So what I'm doing is right where that tear duct is, I'm gonna follow along the natural crease, follow my eyeball, and bringing it around town. And this did not need concealer on the bottom. And it's okay, I know you can tell it looks messy right there, but right now we're gonna fix it. I'm just making sure we have a good amount in that center part, just like so. Next brush, this is the Morphe E36. It is a thin, let's say, little shader or cut crease brush. Going back into Cold Brew, which is that turquoise again, and reinforcing this line right here. I'm not putting eyeliner on, but I'm bringing it in like if it's lining it, if that makes sense. As if this one is eyeliner. And then just shading it just a tiny bit right here. Just like that, which we're still not done in that area. I just want to make sure that we line our not so eyeliner. So going back in with this brush again, the E17, we're gonna use the leftover to blend out, was it Creme Brulee? Yes, Creme Brulee and Cold Brew, just to kind of diffuse those shimmers. Cool, so pretty much now we're done with that bottom. Just gonna beam beam away this, whatever that is. Going in with Pumpkin Spice again, and just starting a base to blend out the bottom shadow and connecting it to the top. We're not finished yet. Going back in with the E36, the little crease brush, and dipping into Cold Brew. We're gonna start very closely and smoking it out towards the lash line. And make sure you connect it. And I'm gonna stop it like right, if you look straight where, is it the pupil? The actual color of your eyeball ends right there. And then from here, getting a liner brush, I have the MAC 263. Again, dipping into Cold Brew. And kind of doing I don't know if it's called a little cat eye thing, but you have a natural little bump where your tear duct is at, and you're just gonna go right underneath that. And then lightly dipping into pumpkin spice and cold brew, just a tiny bit, so we can further blend out the outer. I'm actually grabbing the Jaclyn Hill palette, mine's disgusting, and using this shade right here. And then since we created that cat or Cleopatra, don't know what it's called, we're gonna fill in that empty space and brighten up. There we go. Okay, this is what I wanted to try. Going back into Vanilla Cream, which is this one right here. And Kristen always talks about using it on the under eye, so that's what I'm gonna try. And by the way, this is a Stilazzi highlight brush. And just brightening up that under eye. It's kind of like a banana powder. It doesn't look bad, but I don't know how I feel about it. Not that it looks bad, but I just feel weird doing this, you know? So for the lashes today, I'm using the Allura Lights from House of Lashes. They're super pretty, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pop these on, and we're gonna finish off the face. I already have the lashes on and my mascara. To bronze up my face, I'm using the new Anastasia bronzer in, I have shade Cappuccino. Just gonna contour, well, I'd say more bronzing, a little bit of contour. I'm gonna use a softer brush. This is a Stilazzi blush brush. Because I just don't want it too harsh. A little goes a long way with these. It's very warm. It's kind of on the red side, which I didn't realize until I put it on, but we'll roll with it. I'll lighten it up a little bit. Just diffusing it a little bit because I just want it's a little too pigmented. I'm just gonna do it a tad bit over that hairline. And for actual blush, again, the new, try not to blind you. This is the new ABH Blush Trio. I have Pool Party, and I'm gonna go into these two outer ones. So it's Blank, this is Blank and this is Cash. And using the same one I diffuse with because I just want this to be a very flushed look. Very little, and even tapping off that excess. There we go. And then for today's highlight, we are using Oh Darling from MAC. It's an oldie but a goodie, but it is a beautiful highlighter. When I repurchased it, I looked at it, I'm like, I think I need to be a very tan to wear this. And I was kind of hesitant to wear it because it's the winter and I'm not as tan as I normally am, but honestly, it doesn't look bad. That one just wasn't giving it to me. This is a Stilazzi fan brush, just a little bit more dense. It's a little right here. A bit on my chins, a little bit on my cupid's bow, a little bit on my nose, a little bit right here. By the way, I'm getting like this little area. I personally don't do highlighter all the way down because I do have just a wider nose and there's a little bump on it. So if I go all the way down, what you're really gonna see is that bump if I highlight it. So that's just a little tip. If you do have just a little bump right there, I just highlight the tip and then up here. So since this already catches the light naturally, that little bump, if you highlight right here and right here, it'll just make it look like a straight line, if that makes sense. Obviously right now I'm in a little bit of a studio light with a ring light, but in natural light it really just creates that. I think you can kind of see it. Just getting any brush and highlighting that brow bone. We're just gonna melt it all in. This is coming out. Just look at my eyeshadow one more time so I can let you know what kind of lip I'm feeling. I'm thinking brunch from Morphe. I think I'm gonna do brunch. I can't make up my mind. I have Old Flame from Dose, and I also have Peanut. This is actually the color I had in my mind when I said brunch. I don't know why I said brunch. I'm feeling the orangey, which is Old Flame, but it looks salmon under this light. Maybe I'll just mix those two. Just line in the lips. Good old LA girl. Don't know what this shade is. Obviously it's well loved. So outer, you know what, I might just do this color. Just gonna dab Old Flame. Alrighty, that pretty much sums up the entire look using the Dominique Cosmetics palette. I will say this is a really beautiful palette. The colors blended out really easily, nicely. I kind of screwed up this left eye a little bit, but that was my fault because I went on too heavy. And yeah, I just didn't want to go heavier on this one, so we're just gonna let it be this one. I'm not going out after this, so it's okay. But the colors are very pigmented. I would say this is a palette that is well beyond worth it. I love the packaging. It's like a love-hate thing with the packaging. It just looks so sleek, pretty. These are pretty much my favorite colors. It's kind of like the colors of my room besides the black I have in my room. But anyway, I digress. It's white. And that scares me. I'm already getting fingerprints on this. However, it's easy to wipe off. That's a good thing. But let's get real. How many times am I gonna wipe it off? But other than that, you guys saw that. How many shades did I use? I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades out of this, and you get a total of 10 shades, which I use half of them. And they are very pigmented. Obviously, I still need to play around with the rest, but I use the darker ones, which is usually the ones you want to test out first when you get a new palette, especially if it has a black in it. I know this doesn't have a black shade. However, the darker the shade is, if it swatches really well, that is a really good sign. If it goes on really well, that's a really good sign, because those are your harsher colors, and if those come out really well, it looks promising, and more than likely the other shades are gonna work out as well. But other than that, I really do like this palette. I don't want to be redundant. All I gotta say, it's really good. I recommend it. I cannot wait what else Kristen has in store with this brand. I'm sure there's going to be obviously many more things to come, and I'm really excited not only for Kristen. I know lately there has been a lot more influencers, YouTubers that are coming out with their own brands, which is amazing because social media did that and allowed them to create their own brand through that. So I just think this is really awesome. And again, this is not just an ordinary palette. That is, this is quality right here. And that's all I gotta say about that. So I think if there's still some available online. If you were thinking about it, I definitely recommend. And yeah, if you like this review, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. And if you're not subscribed, I really hope you do subscribe. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.